All right, here we are at 88.5 the SoCal Sound. Julie Slater here.
Woo, woo, woo.
Emily Greene,
Thank you.
welcome. How are you feeling? You told me before we started rolling, this is like your first, I'm going to say radio thing here.
Yes.
Yeah, I think you'll remember your first. Am I right?
I'll never forget you.
Thank you. That's what I was hoping. Thank you.
We'd be like Rick Rubin and meditate for a second, and then we're here together.
Yes. Okay, so let's talk about, you're going to perform some songs for us. You did a song for the movie, I got to look it up, All the World is Sleeping. Let Me Be the One. It is so beautiful. I don't want to put any pressure on you, but I imagine when I listen to it, you singing that song on the stage at the Oscars. So do you think maybe you could make that happen?
I could make a few calls.
Tell me about, it's such a beautiful, first of all, it's a whole album, right? But this is a really specific song for this movie. Can you tell me about, like, how did all that come about, you even writing for that film and the song itself?
I scored a short, someone passed it along. I got a call from a woman named Shannon Riggs who said, hey, my friend Ryan is looking for a new composer. Are you interested? I said, well, I'll try. And then I did all the underscore and wrote all the music for his movie. And as a part of that, he said, would you like to write an original song? So I wrote an original song called Let Me Be the One, which was a great opportunity. I will say writing 80 minutes of underscore is a technical slog.
You know, it's funny. I interviewed Marcus Mumford, who did the music for Ted Lasso.
I was just thinking that.
And he said he's never doing it again.
It's hard.
But I thought it would be easier doing it for a movie. But do you think not? I mean, but he said really, he kind of talked about you said technical slog, like the math of it all, and it just drove him crazy.
It's cool to operate as a team because it's all the different parts coming together and you get to become a band with different parts of the film team. In addition, there is a lot of technical parts outside of the performance. It's not only just a performance, it's also just about raising the dialogue and raising the story, and your job is different.
Do you always get the movie, or do you just get a script? Do you get ideas? I would imagine you don't always get the movie. Was the movie done? Like, how does that work?
I got it. I'm like the last one in. Although recently I've been being called as seeds are being planted. However, at that, my first one it had already been made.
And then what about are you doing all the instruments on it? How many instruments do you play? I've seen you play at least 3.
I play most instruments. I don't play woodwinds, and I don't play like violin or viola or cello. The rest of them I play.
Yeah, that's pretty. When did you start playing?
My parents are musicians, and so I kind of grew up with it in the house. My dad's a pianist, and my mom is a guitarist and a singer, and so I've always had lessons from the start. But piano is my principal instrument.
Wow. So you're playing on the...
Mostly for the score I did all sound design on my vocals. It was supposed to echo the different voices of the women who they wrote it for, about this story of addiction in New Mexico, raising women's stories there. And I thought that a cool idea or theme on that would be to do a lot of sound design around my voices to mirror their voices. And then other than that, we did a lot of mostly keyboards and, we did strings and guitar as well. There are no horns on it.
That's good to know.
I'm rolling back in my, how did this happen? Q1M03. Like I just, it really was mostly keyboards and vocals.
And that movie is having its U.S. release coming out on March 17th.
March 17th.
And that song, do you have a new version of that song?
So the original version is all a cappella, and the new version will be all strings. And we got these amazing string players to basically mimic what the vocals are doing on the original recording. But it'll be released on March 17th, and I'm really excited for people to hear it because I think it's thoughtful and it evokes nostalgia and feelings of intimacy when you're waiting to hear about someone walking through grief or waiting to hear about how they're resolving their grief.
It's a very intense song. I really like it. I like it a lot. Yeah. I'm a big, like, dark, moody, brooding fan of music. Like, when I hear you sing, I was thinking about, well, I'm a big fan. I don't know if you know the UK band Daughter. I love them. But I also got a little tinge of Annie Lennox in a subtle, I don't know.
I love Annie Lennox.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I mean, she's amazing.
So tell me about a couple of the other songs you're going to play for us. Show Me and Husband Song. Like, all I saw in your bio, and that is, like, there's a project coming out. But what is the project? Is that an album? Is it something else? Like, what?
So I've been releasing single after single.
Just kind of scooting them out?
We're scooting them out slowly, one at a time, and then ultimately we'll release them all with maybe some bonuses as further, like an EP or something. And as a part of that, I kind of am just exploring themes of what it is to be a woman, the expectations around that, kind of how to behave, what's expected about behaving. I think sometimes things, like I'm shadow banned on TikTok. I think they think I'm trying to promote.
You're shadow banned? I don't even know what that means.
It just means everything I post, I violate community guidelines because they think that I'm posting porn of myself, which is fine either way.
Are you posting porn of yourself?
I think it's hypersexual, but I think it's ideally if someone's really paying attention or they're in on the joke, then it's more tongue-in-cheek than it's not as earnest as maybe it's being interpreted as. Too sexy for China.
Oh, all right. Like a t-shirt.
Too sexy.
Now, what about, I love the lyrics. I think it's in the song Show Me. If you could refresh me with it's about being lonely, like show me that something about loneliness, not just being your entire way of life.
I think the lyric is, show me what I'm feeling, show me that this loneliness isn't what I'm living for. I wrote it one very dark Christmas Eve alone, and it's very rare that things come out all in one chunk. It came out all in one piece, and I think I was feeling a lot of loneliness at the time. I was feeling disconnected, and just as time has gone on, it's always been, whenever something is happening that summons strong feelings, I hear that in my head. And so I was hoping as I released it that it would maybe for a minute and 30 seconds make someone else not feel lonely the way it comforted me in a dark time as well.
Yeah, and I love that feeling, like if you just sort of, something comes over you beyond your control, a song comes out. It's pretty cool.
I think we were talking about you playing at night when no one's around, and how you're able to kind of escape your body. I mean, sometimes it's good to get inside of your body, but it's also nice to lose time, and art is a way of losing time.
Right.
So it was a moment I was able to lose time in the writing process, and even when I play it, I feel pretty, like my hope that it touches someone else and makes them feel like they're not alone. I hope that it's what it's done.
Definitely. What about the song Thinking? You were, we were talking about it before, that it's a very cathartic song for you. Like, do you want to explain anything about someone listening to it?
Yeah, I love that song.
Do you want to give us your deep, dark secrets? And
how much? No. I think Thinking, it's a song called Thinking Too Much. We don't have a release date for it, but...
So we world premiered it.
You're premiering it.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, everybody.
You're premiering it.
SoCal Sound world premiere.
I have to ask the mob, is it okay? I think that for me, in addition to hiding, I think obsession has been a central theme in my life. And I think sometimes people romanticize obsession, but obsession can also be a source of insanity. And so I was really writing it about going over the same thought, and also during the pandemic, kind of escaping my own body and my own mind into fantasy or where else I could be. So I'm thinking too much, and here I am trying to envision myself flying over a skyline and being able to let go of whatever circular thought I'm having. So it's a freedom.
Yeah, yeah. Do you do any kind of like mindfulness to help you kind of chill and relax?
Outside
You're
of
like-
our Rick Rubin
Besides the chanting.
intro, yeah, and the live chanting I came home to
Yeah,
yesterday. I definitely meditate daily and have a lot of practices to stay well and to stay on board. I mean, I have to. I'm a real artist, so I'm definitely feeling everything in a room, and I'm feeling what you're saying, and I have to kind of filter that through a few processes, and meditation is definitely one of them.
And I'm sure, you know, songwriting is such a, could you imagine your life without being able to like release all of your feelings in music?
No.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I feel about playing music, but also listening to songs. I mean, when you're like down in the dumps and you listen to a song on repeat like 100 times, it just makes you feel better.
It makes you feel, it's the difference of being able to survive. I mean, I think so often we're trying to just feel good all the time and we're waiting for some arrival, but it's really like joy and sorrow at the same time if you can hold them both. And so songwriting is a great way to do that. And especially things like Thinking Too Much or Show Me or even Husband Song, or like writing underscore for people is a way to get out the big feelings.
Yeah. That's awesome. We're really looking forward to your new project, new music coming out, and you're going to perform some songs for us. Thank you so much, Emily Greene, for stopping by the SoCal Sound. It's really been great getting to know you.
Thank you, Julie.